Welcome to another presentation of the Solid Sports video blog. This is episode 224. Today's date is February 25th, 2023. I'm Troy Westhead. Thank you for joining me once again for the Solid Sports video blog. Shouldn't be a long show today. Like I said, we're in the quiet part of the sports world. NFL season is over. NBA about to pick up. That's probably about to dominate the show for the next couple of weeks. And baseball is coming, and spring training started yesterday. We'll touch on that in a few minutes. My top 5 outfielders, which I promised to do a list, so we got two more lists after this. We got the outfielders today, starting pitchers, then I'll do relievers. I might do relievers first and then do the starting pitchers last. NBA talk, we got we're looking forward to the second half of the season, even though it's not really the second half because there's only pretty much roughly 20 games left for a lot of teams in NBA. Look at some of last night's news and the standings like we always do. I just give my predictions what I think is going to happen the rest of the season, and some NFL offseason news as deadline for the franchise tag is coming. As a Raiders fan, I'll expand on the Lamar Jackson situation, and some drama in Green Bay and in Denver. Aaron Rodgers, of course, went through that dark isolation thing, and Russell Wilson in Denver, even though it got involved the Seahawks, that he wanted Coach Pete Carroll fired. I'll talk about that, and where the hell am I? You see that I'm in a new place, so I'll explain that. I had to make a big change in my life. I'll try to expand on that at the end of the blog. I can say I'm in my friend's house, a good friend of mine that I brought up before. She might come down during the broadcast, so I'll be in the video because I'm in her living room, so we got a short big show today, but hopefully I'll try to be brief. I'm hoping I could be done in a half hour. That's my goal here. But let's get into my top 5 outfielders list. I try to do as much research on this as I can. There's so many great outfielders in the major leagues. Of course, I did break it down left, right, and center field because players move around all the time in outfield. So I did not want to do it that way. I just grouped all the outfielders together and made my top 5. So I'm gonna start at number 5. Kyle Schwarber of the Philadelphia Phillies. Weird hitting year last year. Had a lot of home runs. I think he had about 45, 46 home runs, but he hit under 250. So batting, he was more of a hit and miss player, but usually hits for average. I think that would improve this season. Just a clutch hitter, was huge for the Phillies' run to get to the World Series, but of course they fell short. So Philadelphia fans, the Eagles falling short a couple weeks ago, and then the Phillies fall the World Series, pretty much in a short period of time. But Phillies will be formidable again this year. Yeah, Coxwell would be a big reason of that. So I got him at number 5. Number 4, people might say this is a little bit of a fan pick, but I really think Ronald Acuna, probably if you add his outfielding skills as well in the outfield, one of the most talented outfielders in the major leagues. I got him at number 4. Came off the injury last year, barely missed the beat, struggled a little bit, but turned it on. My Braves was disappointed in the playoffs, but I think in that tough division now with the Mets and the Phillies have proven they'd be their 2 rivals this year. Miami's nothing to sneeze at either. Washington, we'll see what they're about, but they took a big step back. But it's a tough division. But I think Ronald Acuna is one of the most talented outfielders. And he's young as well. So I got him at number 4. Number 3, Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts had a monster year. Really should have been considered as MVP. which I think he was. Dodgers, despite the great season they had last year, they fell short of the playoffs. But him and Freddie Freeman carried that team pretty much most of the year with all the injuries that the Dodgers had. Coming to one big market to another, and still playing as well as he did. Mookie Betts definitely, and he's a great outfielder as well. Had his prior career year hitting wise last year, so I got him at number 3. Number 2, Mike Trout. Yeah, the last couple of years it's been shaky, couple of injuries, Angels haven't won. But as far as pure talent, he's still one of the most talented outfielders, well, players, period, in major leagues. I think he's gonna have a bounce back year. We'll see. I see some things going on with Satoni here. So we'll see. He's trying to advocate for him to stay, but I think he would have go to free agency. And of course, he's gonna have a lot of suitors. But I would like to see him stay in LA. Dodgers, Angels, by the way. But Mike Trout's still one of the best players in the major leagues, just consistent. I gotta have a number 2, but number 1 is obvious. Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees broke the American League home run record last year. He's an underrated outfielder, just a big, strong, athletic guy. The Yankees gave him his money, which they should have. I don't think they should have played around with him. We're gonna talk about that with another player, which I think it's gonna hurt. But Aaron Judge earned it. Yankees though also, pretty much all these teams, well, except for the Phillies, they got further than you thought they was. But the Yankees has been a knocking on the door, but just can't kick it down. But the American League to me is other than the Astros. It's deep in some good teams in the American League, but there's no juggernaut like in the National League. That's where a lot of the good teams are. But in the American League, really, the AL East is always tough because you still got the Orioles, even me from Baltimore. They're gonna be a problem. So really the whole division, Boston's still talented. They're the 2 lower teams in the division. I still like the Blue Jays. Like I said, we'll talk about this stuff when the season gets closer. And then you got Tampa, who just won't go away either. So yeah, he's in a tough division. But once you get the playoffs, I think anybody got a shot. As I had Toronto going to the World Series last year, I thought they would break through, but they didn't. So but Aaron Judge definitely is the best outfielder in the league right now. Let's go back over the list. Number 5, Kyle Schwarber of the Philadelphia Phillies. Ronald Acuna, Atlanta Braves. Mookie Betts, LA Dodgers. And Mike Trout, LA Angels. And New York Yankees, Aaron Judge, of course, number 1. I think it's clearly no doubt. I think he argued pretty much everyone else, but Judge, you got to give him the 1 spot, at least for right now. Spring training kicked off yesterday. Just 4 teams played yesterday. It's a slew of games today. If you got various cable channels, blah blah blah, your local team channel, they'll probably be playing today. Spring training, like I said, don't mean much, but it means something. It's a chance to get yourself sharp, so you can get off to a good start in the regular season. Then you got the World Baseball Classic to throw a monkey wrench in the spring training this year, so a lot of good players going to get their reps through the day. So very interesting year this year in baseball. Like I said, a lot of teams improved with the offseason. Texas Rangers, what they get, DeGrom and Marcus Semien, and a lot of pieces they did. I wonder if they're going to improve in the West League, even though it's the Astros division. They dominated that division for a while, but we'll get deeper into predictions and stuff as the season goes on. But spring training, I don't know, just watch your team. Don't look at the wins and losses, just like I said in the NBA. Just see if good players look sharp. They have a good spring. It usually translates to at least a good start to start the regular season. Pitchers as well, because you don't get as much reps. So it's just about getting sharp. It's not about actually winning the game, even though, of course, you want to see a team win the game, but don't put too much stock into wins and losses. As long as your team look good and your best players look good, even if you see a couple of young guys look good, they might help you throughout the season. You never know, they might come for a playoff push or something like that. So just look at that as a fan. Don't look at them winning. Like, let's just say your team only win like 5 or 6 games in spring training. That's not, I mean, you don't want that, but that doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna have a bad season in the regular season either. So baseball's coming. I mean, like I said, I'm a baseball fan, so you're gonna hear me talk about it here, but I try not to spend too much time on it because I know a lot of people don't really care for baseball. But that's the baseball for this week. Next week, like I said, I think I'm gonna do relievers first. I think I'm gonna stay the starting pitchers for last, and then we'll start previewing divisions by divisions until the season starts. That's my plan with our baseball news for the next couple of weeks, unless something, off the field happens, or another move, another trade, which usually don't during this time of year. I think you wanna, I think football and baseball, you don't see a lot of trades during training camp and spring training, because like I said, you want to get a routine down. I think basketball, you see it any time of year. You see it in the offseason a lot too, but the trade deadline is more active because you get gel quicker in basketball than you can in football and baseball. So sometimes if your team rolling, you don't touch it. You just sort of keep it going, So okay, so let's move on to the NBA. NBA just kicked off the second half of the season. All-Star weekend, I didn't see much of anything, but people complained about the All-Star game, which I think people were just pushing too hard. I mean, I get it. They don't play hard defense. They don't play hard. All that nonsense, which is true. But to me, I just want to see the stars just show off their talents. That's what I look at the game for. Yeah, you want to see a close, competitive game. And even I can admit, back in the 90s, yeah, you had the first 2.5 quarters. You seen all the tricks and all the players show off their talents, and then it gets serious and people will want to win the game. I get it. I get why people complain it, but I seen just the highlights. I didn't see the game, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't as bad as people make it seem like it was. But I mean, it's an All-Star game, so that's how I look at it. So let me pull up the standings as we go and look at where teams stand right now. We're gonna look at some scores from last night, because I got up this morning and see that crazy Sacramento Kings LA Clippers score. I mean, it went to 2 overtimes, but still, this was the second highest game scoring ever in the NBA. Russell Westbrook, of course, that's the dynamic. He made his debut last night at the buyout after he was traded, so he stays in LA. And had a decent game with 17 points, 14 assists, but he turned the ball over 7 times, and that's what hurt the Clippers. Turnovers, period. I think they had like 25 turnovers, I read here. De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk, monster games. Kawhi Leonard had a great game, 44 for him. Paul George was there as well. Clippers, like I said, got the talent, I think, to do some things in the West, but I think it's going to take time. Russ got to get acclimated as well. I think it has the potential. But the Kings, I give the Kings credit. Like I said, I've been trying to talk about the Kings more. They're third in the West. We're about to look at the standings. Yeah, I don't think they're going nowhere. I think they're going to be there to the end. I think they're going to stay in that top 4, I believe. But we're about to look at the standings. We'll see. Like I said, Phoenix, of course, making all the moves they made. They might make a push, but let's see other notable scores for last night. Julius Randle had a big game for the Knicks as they defeated the Wizards 115-1. Hawks, of course, about to get a new coach. Like it's going to be Dan Quinn. They beat the Cavaliers. Let's look at that by score. See, at Trae Young. Cause there's been some rumors about Trae Young not being happy. Maybe it was because of Nate McMillan, who they let go. And I like Nate McMillan. I think he's a no nonsense coach. And I think he made the Hawks better when they made that push to the Eastern Conference Finals. But maybe they got tired of George Young. Had 34 and 9 assists, so a good game for Trae Young. Deontay Murray as well. So, but the East, like I said, the East is really, to me, is Milwaukee and Philly. Cleveland is still a tick below that, but they might stay in that 4 or 5. Stay in that top 6. I think the rest of the East is sort of, I don't want to say wide open, but those are clearly the 3 top teams. We're about to look at that in a second. Let's look at some more scores. Bucks destroyed the Heat. Warriors, I seen Klay Thompson had a monster game. 12 3-pointers. So that's the quick news for last night. Now let's look at the standings here. Like I said, we call it the second half, but it really ain't, because we've been past halfway point. Halfway point is 41. So most teams, you're pretty much a third of the way through the season. It's only a fourth, 3/4 of the way. So it's probably like a quarter of the season left. Just 20 games. So teams got to start making pushes. Like I said, I just mentioned the East. Like I said, Boston, Milwaukee, Philadelphia, they're the 3 top teams in the East. There's no question. Cleveland, like I said, might stay in that 4th spot. Brooklyn is 5th right now. They're gonna drop. I think they still got some talent there, but I just think they might fall. I think they might stay in the playoff. I don't think they're gonna. People think they're gonna fall all the way out. I don't think they might not. It might be just not enough games for them to fall that far. I don't think they're as good as they was, obviously, but I think they still got some decent talent there. Now the Knicks might pass. The Knicks, like they had some rough roads throughout the season, but they play good basketball right now. They jumped all the way to the 6th spot because they was in that 7-8 spot for a while. Miami, like I said, they're the Heat. They're gonna somehow get it done. Like I said, Atlanta's gonna be interesting because we'll see what Dan Quinn do when he does get there. Toronto, not a bad team. Or Washington, I think they got talent, but I just don't think it all meshed together right. The Bulls just found out they lost Lonzo Ball for the season. That was terrible news. They said it's a knee issue that might be something he had to deal with for the rest of his career. Hopefully not. A lot of people say his career might be over. I ain't gonna go that far. I don't know the extent of the injury. But I hope that's not the case, but they shut him down for the rest of this season. Pacers, like I said, they've been falling like a rock. Orlando has been a team that's been rising a little bit. Let's see if they can rise and get into that 10th spot. Charlotte, I think, like I said, I think they just too far behind. But I like the Lonzo Ball pretty much put that team together, holds it together, but I think they just too far back in the climb. With just 18 wins in Detroit, of course, just made some moves at the trade deadline, but I think they're young. They need a year or 2 or another piece to compete again. Western Conference, Denver, I think same here. I think they too far. I don't think people think Phoenix can rise all the way up. Now that's just crazy. It's 9.5 with 20 games left. Denver will have to fall completely off the map, and I think they'll hold on to that 1 seed. I think they're locked there, which will probably help them in the playoffs. Memphis Grizzlies, like I said, they've been struggling big time. I just think they're immature. Like I said, I just think the Grizzlies are just flat out immature. I think they need to grow up a little bit. They need a veteran to hold things down there. Another talented veteran, I think that would put them back into elite class. But I think now the moves that everybody else has made, Phoenix in particular, I think Grizzlies still a good team, but I just think they're immature. They need a veteran presence. They didn't make no moves at the deadline, so unless they get focused. But if they focus, they can still compete. They got a talented team, but I just think I think they listen to the noise too much. I think they need to focus and play basketball, so they'd be all right. But I don't see them as a vibe in the West. I mean, I'd be shocked to think about the West. That's basically what I'm saying. Kings, like I said, I think they're not going nowhere. I think they're gonna stay within this, at least in this top 6 spot. Now Phoenix might pass them. Phoenix only 2 games behind, so Phoenix might get to that 2nd spot, but I don't think nobody's gonna catch Denver. Clippers, we see what they've done. Like I said, talent wise, on paper, if Kawhi and Paul George just play, they definitely got a shot to move higher. Dallas, like, goes to interesting team, goes got Kyrie and Luka. They finally won together the other night. I think a dynamic works. I think Kyrie can play off the ball. I think people underestimate how Kyrie played off the ball with LeBron, and Luka's game is sort of like LeBron, so I think that can work. I just think it's going to have to be up to the others. Christian Wood going to have to continue to play well. I like how Tim Hardaway played the other night. I think those guys got to contribute for Dallas to stay up there. But I think Luka's just too talented. I think they will be a monkey wrench in the Western Conference. Minnesota, like I said, disappointing, but like I said, no Karl Anthony Towns most of the season. I don't know his status or when he'll be back. Anthony Edwards, have shown to be that he's improving as a player. I think he would do well. I think Minnesota will stay in this spot. I think they gotta get. I think they need Zion. I did think. I knew Zion was an impact. I thought they put them in like elite class or like a top class because they was number 1 in the West at one point. And they just fell off the map since Zion went down. But I think if they get him back, they'll make the playoffs. I think if they don't, then I think they might fall out. Warriors are the Warriors. Yeah, they 30-30. Like I said, Steph been in and out the lineup, but the Warriors still too talented. I think they don't know if they get all the way to 6, but it's possible that they could. I mean, just don't count the Warriors out. And I don't think, like I said, I don't think they need a high seed. I think they could go on the road to beat any of these teams above them. Sacramento, inexperienced. Phoenix, like I said, they gotta get gelling. Clippers are the Clippers, and Dallas is Dallas. Like, you just don't know what you're gonna get from them 2 teams. I'll give Denver the respect, but I still think they have a ceiling, but they're not nobody that would really scare anyone in the playoff series. So Warriors get in, they fine. I think they could be any seed, and still I would be shocked if they came out the West. Utah at the 10th spot. Utah's interesting because they basically trying to fall, but the team just play hard, so I'm not going to count them out from a playoff spot. Now you would think they're going to fall, but I'm not going to count them out. I think they still have a chance to at least make the play-in. OKC, I like the Thunder. I like how young they are. They lost last night to Phoenix, but I like what they're doing. I think next year they're going to really be a decent team. I think they're going to make a push. Blazers, you got Dame Dollar. But to me, that's sort of it. Like, they have some talent there, but they're just not good enough. But they still could make the play-in. Lakers isn't the team, of course, everybody's talking about. They made their moves. They got rid of Russ. But to me, it's all on Anthony Davis to me. If he stay healthy, then yeah, the Lakers got a chance to move up. But if he don't, I think the team is better as far as like it's because now it's a bunch of shooters around LeBron, and that will help LeBron, and he can do his thing, facilitate the offense, go to the baskets, etc., etc. If he need to score, he can do that as well. But like I said, there's no guarantee for the Lakers to me unless Anthony Davis is healthy. He's not healthy, then I don't know what to make of the Lakers, really. Then you got the Spurs and the Rockets. They pretty much done. They out. There's no way. The Spurs, though, like I said, remember beginning part of the season, Spurs started like 10-3. So look at their record now, 14-46. So they just haven't played well. In Houston, I like, even though Houston got the worst record in the NBA, but I like their young talent. You know, I like their young talent. Like I say, just need some veterans to mix in with it. I like what they done in the last couple of drafts. I heard a rumor that James Harden want to go back to Houston. I just don't see that happen. Especially if Philadelphia does real well in the playoffs. I don't think so. I don't see James Harden go back to Houston. So that's just my take on what might happen in the second half of the season. Let's look at see any interesting games today. Saturday, February 24th. Let's see. 25th, I'm sorry. Nuggets, Grizzlies. That's Sixers as Celtics tonight. That's the biggest game of the night for sure. But Memphis and Denver as well. Interesting game. But the Celtics Sixers are on ABC tonight. Nationally televised game. So if I have some time, I might check that out. I ain't seen the basketball game in a while. But there's about 7-8 games tonight, but they're the two big ones, and they're around the same time. Nuggets Grizzlies at 8 and Celtics Sixers at 8:30. So, and I think this is an interesting matchup though. Celtics Sixers. Just to touch on that real quick, then we'll move on to the NFL news. Joel Embiid, you know, he's been motivated. I think he's the advantage that the Sixers does have over the Celtics. So the Celtics, even though they play good defense, Robert Williams is a good defender. I think he can slow down Embiid, but I don't really think he can guard Embiid on his own. I think if they dedicate giving the ball to Embiid inside, but see, the flip side to that is Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. I don't see who can guard those two guys. So it's an interesting matchup. I probably would try to watch that game tonight just to see how all that fits together. But I think Embiid could dominate in the paint. But I think on the outside, in the perimeter, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, I don't see nobody can really slow them down either. So I guess it's math. Two guys versus the one guy. Harden, like I said, you could put Brown or Tatum on him and slow him down. Tobias Harris is a good defender. You know, they got some scrappy guys. Tyrese Maxey been a little quiet, you know. I don't know if he's in fact, let's look at the see, because yeah, Boston fully healthy, yeah, so he's not hurt. Let me see. But yeah, this is a great matchup. Okay. But yeah, it's gonna be an interesting game, so I'm definitely gonna try to watch that game tonight. But this will go a long way on the 1 seed as well, because Philadelphia's right there. Milwaukee's only a half game out. Giannis is a little nicked up, so we'll see how that goes. So it's long season, but not so long, because just like I said, most teams just at the 20 game mark for the rest of the season. Okay, so like I said, NFL season over. Congratulations again to the Kansas City Chiefs. They're your champs. Of course, the big news last week was Eric Bieniemy moving on, going to the Washington Commanders. Most of the people were saying why he ain't get a head coaching job, blah blah blah. LaShawn McCoy been real critical of him, saying that basically he's not as good as advertised. That basically is all Andy Reid. So So if you look at it for both sides, I guess I understand Bieniemy moving on. Then they were saying there was some tension between him and Mahomes, like more rumors. These are more rumors now. So we don't know. Maybe he just feel like he needed to get another start. So good luck to him. We follow that story as it moves on. Matt Nagy is now the OC in Kansas City. But I want to vent as a Ravens fan about the Lamar Jackson situation. It's been really pretty much over a year now, which I said they should have paid him. He might get franchised. Most likely that's going to happen. I don't think they're just going to let this linger on as far as that part of it, because if they don't franchise him, then I think the contract thing, I think if they franchise, at least the contract part of it will at least slow down a little bit. But just as a fan and reading, listening and reading to everything I read and things of that nature, and how Lamar is, not saying I know him personally, but I think he wants to stay in Baltimore. I really do. I think he wants to be a Raven. But if you just look at the other contracts in the NFL, the two in particular, the Kyler Murray contract, as he's at 180 guaranteed. Russell Wilson, I think around the same amount. I think they only offered Lamar as high as 133 guaranteed. No, I think you got to at least get close to 200. I agree with that part of it. So if that's the case, then the Ravens need to get that straight. Now, this is the argument that some people have been saying. He's been hurt the last 2 years at crucial times. Down the end of the season, of course, the season before last, they missed the playoffs because they lost every game that he missed. As we was, I'm saying we as a fan now, the Ravens was 8-3 and was number one in the AFC and lost their last 5 and wound up being last 6 games. I think he missed the last 6. And wound up being 8-9 and missed the playoffs altogether. And then this season, same thing, but the Ravens still won a little bit enough to make the playoffs. They lost the division, but still made the playoffs with Tyler Huntley, who I think is a serviceable backup, but I don't think he's a long-term starter, at least not yet. Tried his best, really had a chance against Cincinnati in that first round wildcard game, but just wasn't enough. Ravens wound up losing. So Lamar was missing doing all that. But I think this last offseason, when he didn't play no preseason games, he barely practiced, I don't think, until the season was ready to start. Then he practiced. I think that was a telltale sign there. Just little things you see from the outside looking in. I think he's really clearly upset and definitely want more. But I think the Ravens should have got it done. I think they should have got it done the last offseason. Like, did he probably as much? Now the market has went up, so now he's won MVP. He has a winning record in the NFL. And who else you going to turn to other than Tyler Huntley? Who else? There's no good veterans out there really. Derek Carr's on the market, but I think he's going to wind up in New Orleans, in my opinion. I think the Jets really were Aaron Rodgers. I think that's why they holding out, because I think the Jets should have went ahead and signed him, because he's better than, you don't need an elite guy to get you. Aaron Rodgers is still in that elite class. But I think Derek Carr would be good with the Jets. But I think New Orleans is just a better situation as far as that division is wide open now. Brady retired, so Tampa is not in the way. Atlanta's still trying to figure things out, and Carolina as well. And they basically need quarterbacks. So really much, you can pick any team in that division. And still come out. He'd clearly be the best quarterback in that division. And New Orleans is probably, roster-wise, probably the most talented team in that division in the South. So I think that's what he might wind up going. But I think teams are just waiting to see if Rodgers would have stayed in Green Bay. I think that's why they're gonna take it easy and not jump into stuff. And then the offseason don't really starts till about a week or so from now. So teams got time to think about it. So we'll see how that goes. Get back to Lamar. The Ravens to me messed up last offseason by not signing him. It's hard for me to believe they're going to trade him. I just don't see it happening. I mean, it might, but I don't see a trade. I think if anything, it's going to be a franchise tag, which, like I said, not going to make the situation that much better. And then they're going to dare Lamar. Is you going to sit out or is you going to play? At least with this franchise tag, the money's guaranteed. But I think after that, he's gone though. So I think the next few weeks is going to be interesting. But I think the Ravens messed up last offseason when they didn't sign him. And you probably could have had him for a little bit cheaper, because the Deshaun Watson thing, that's another contract that's being compared. But I think you got to throw that one out, because Cleveland just, I don't know, with the Browns I guess they just really was ready to move on for Baker. And Deshaun Watson at his best is, I would say, at least a top 10 quarterback. But I think he's just didn't play for so long. But like I was saying as well, this is going to be a tough division. If that Prickett kid from Pittsburgh wind up being good, the Steelers defense is always tough, so they're going to be a rough team to deal with. Cleveland, like I said, with Deshaun just being average, will still be a decent team. And of course Cincinnati with Joe Burrow, of course they ain't going nowhere for years. So we lose them all, we instantly probably the worst team in that division. So I hope I'm done. But as of right now, it's like night and day. But I blame the Ravens organization on this. I don't blame Lamar on this at all. Now, like I said, I'm not the one to check people's pockets. I don't think he should get it out. I mean, the NFL, the way the NFL is, nobody get guaranteed contracts really. So I get that. I get why the Ravens don't want to give him a fully guarantee, but 133, that's just a slap in the face. They need to get that straight, or to me this even shows they don't believe in him, or I don't know. But as a fan, I'm worried, because if we lose him, Ravens are done for at least a couple years to me. So okay, more quarterback drama. I'll touch on these quickly. Aaron Rodgers went to the dark retreat thing, whatever was going on with that. That was hilarious to read that story this week. But honestly, man, that's something I would do. Like, I like to meditate and stuff like that. Honestly, I would do that. I would do something like that. But I don't know. Aaron Rodgers, to me, started to look like Brett Favre in a bad way. Like how Brett Favre every year didn't know if he was going to retire or not. Wait till like the last minute, say you want to come back and all that. But I think Green Bay, the way I'm hearing, that they ready to go. So now, but see, I don't know if they would let to trade him to somewhere. I don't know. That's a weird situation. But I think he's like the big domino that everybody waiting to fall. Because the Raiders has been talked about, the Jets, they're the two teams that's been talked about. That Rodgers might go, or they might make a trade for him, or whatever. But I think the Raiders, though, is sort of far-fetched, because Josh McDaniels, I think he was his own guy. I think he would have drafted a guy, and I think I know part of the reason why that. Because if you draft a guy, that might hold a year or two. So I think that's part of the reason why he want to do that. And then I think he just with his own guy to build up from the ground up. I think him and Rodgers, maybe he think they not going to see eye to eye. Rodgers, a veteran, going to challenge him too much. He probably just want somewhat of a yes man, at quarterback. I think they were saying they like that third card, try to change plays and all this other stuff. But I think if you sorry about that. If you see something a play would to be changed, did they kick me all the way out? Yeah, see, I got the rambling. My controller went down. So, like I said, we on the playlist here. I mean, playroom, as you see. Oh, see, I was trying to do this, so apologize. Yeah, this thing's so sensitive. So sorry about that. Really, the Aaron Rodgers thing, I'm pretty much done with that. But we'll see where he goes. So I usually do this before I start the video, so you don't have to worry about that. So now it probably bothered me to play around with it again. Yeah, okay, I did this part. So this is the playroom. So if y'all never seen it before, you're seeing it now. Then you do this. You play with these little robots and stuff. But as long as I wasn't messing around with my controller, so the thing came up. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers, like, I don't know. I think he might rather stay in Green Bay though, but I think he gonna do this every year. As long as Green Bay take him back, I think he gonna do this to him every year. So let's see if they don't win. So he gonna do this to him every year. So get ready, Green Bay fans. But they said, like I said, I heard some reports they really like Jordan Love though. Are they willing to make that move? I don't know. Other quarterback we want to talk about today, Russell Wilson. This involved two teams, Denver Broncos. Of course, they got Sean Payton. I like Sean Payton. I think Sean Payton really is a good coach. I think he is a little overrated. If you compare him to like Mike McCarthy, he gets so much flack for Dallas, but they both got two they each got a Super Bowl. But I think McCarthy, they said it was more Aaron Rodgers, and I think with Sean Payton, even though he had Drew Brees, which is to me like he ain't make my top 5 all time, but he's definitely top 7. Like, you know, Drew Brees was a great, and they won Super Bowl, but I think it was just because it was the Saints. That's why I think it's more of a lure. Like the Saints was nothing, you know, their whole existence, and they finally broke through and won a Super Bowl. But see, after that, I think there was the expectations was there, and they fell short. Now a couple of times they got screwed. Like the one time for sure, the Rams. NFC Championship game when the pass to the first call, that was clearly a pass to the first. That should have helped New Orleans win that game. But the Motor City Miracle, the Vikings Miracle with Stephon Diggs, that was just a stupid move. Like the guy tried to hit him, should have just stood your ground. All you had to do was just make him run back inside, and game would have been over. So that was a heartbreak, you know. But a couple of times they had some heartbreaks in the playoffs, but then they finished 7-9 3 straight years one time. But I think it's because it was the Saints. He went with the Saints. It was the Saints, so that's why I think he's considered over Mike McCarthy so much. But I like Sean Payton though. I think you could definitely but Russell Wilson, he gotta wear some of this on the sleeve. He just didn't play well last year. Because Denver got a talented team all around, defensively and offensively. But like I said, I still think the Chiefs are the class of the West. You know, but I think Denver, a lot of people thought they would be that number 2 team. Raiders as well, but the Chargers, like I said, Chargers as well. These teams keep getting their own way. Even though the Chargers had a lot of injuries, I think that's what hurt the Chargers last year. But we'll see. But I think the Chiefs, until otherwise, there's no real challenge there. But Sean Payton, we'll see. Like I said, I like him though, but I think he is somewhat. I get what some people say, and there ain't a lot of people saying it. That he's a little overrated. That's, you know, he should be evaluated. Like he should be closer to Mike McCarthy, because that's the person he's compared to. And then, you know, being up here with Mike McCarthy, they should be pretty much almost even. I kind of can get that, you know. Alright, so that's all I want to talk about this week. Like I said, this video was longer than I thought. Like I said, I always get the rambling and talking. So this video was longer than I thought it was going to be. I still think I got like 15 minutes. Final thoughts. Of course, you see, I'm not at home anymore. Probably saying, where the hell are you? I'm actually in New Jersey now. Had to make a move last week. Well, I've been here since Monday, but something big happened last week. Now that I'm not there anymore, I could talk more about what I used to do. Like I said, I was doing assisted living, living in a house with 5 older guys, you know, taking care of them, this and that. It was my family's business. My sister and her husband, that's who I worked for. Pretty much worked around the clock. You know, that's why, well, Saturdays used to be my used to get a couple hours off, so that's why I would fit the blog in there on Saturdays, which I already knew that. But long story short, you know, something happened. Got into a big fight with some guys on the street, like one of my residents that doesn't even live in the house, live next door. Long story short, you know, I had to fight off guys, and I was just fed up. I've been fed up for years. I just needed to make a change. So I'm here with a friend of mine. I kind of was hoping she did come down, so I was going to introduce you. I mean, I might wind up still if I do any more blogs, because now it depends on my schedule. I'm trying to look for work, because like I said, I pretty much came here with nothing. I just came with my last basically my last money that I got paid, and came here sort of doing Moki Rich in her life. So that's why I appreciate her for letting me in. I talked about her before, shout out on the channel before. We've been friends for years. Yvette Shockley, her family has welcomed me. So now I just got to put in the work. Hopefully I got one job lined up. Hopefully that works out. So it depends on my schedule, because I might have to work Saturdays, probably most likely. I do the blog when I can. I'm supposed to get my own space, which would be more, you know, intimate space, you know, because this is the living room, obviously. So of course, you know, I'll be stuck in the living room. But just a lot has happened. Pretty much left home. No family here. Just relying on my friend to help me, and I know she will. And like I said, I appreciate her. So if she watched this, she's probably up there sleeping, that you know how much I appreciate her a lot for giving me this opportunity. Pretty much saving me, you know, because days got crazy there. Like my life probably was on the line. I just didn't feel like I had the support from my boss, my brother-in-law, and that was been always the case. You know, I just needed to break free, and I finally did. So that's where I am. So don't know about next week. I haven't been posting nothing on social media. I usually give up updates and stuff. I haven't done none of that. I pretty much just been trying to stay focused. As I said, it's been a mental struggle as well. Honestly, yeah, man, I'm scared, man. You know, even though I'm 39 years old, first time ever not living at home. So I mean, it's a lot of dynamics to it, but that's pretty much the gist of it. So like I said, you know, if I had to change the blog day, I might do that. Or maybe some weeks I have to do it on another day. And this is a good time to do it. Like I said, I was thinking about doing it on Fridays anyway, because there's no NFL. So the only thing that's about to come up now is the franchise tags, and then the all-season free agency and stuff like that is coming. But as far as games, you know, that's over with. So it's about to be basically basketball, NBA playoffs. That's going to start dominating the blog. So and like I said, I throw the baseball in there. me being a baseball fan. So so that's the update. That's what's going on. So this is my new venue for now. Might change again because, like I said, I might be in the basement here, and that's where I record my blogs from as well. So I try to keep you guys updated, but I haven't been posting. I really haven't been on social media. I really, like I said, I really don't like social media, to be honest with you. I just was on there to try to promote my channel, and still sort of stay in touch with people, but mostly to promote my channel. So I haven't posted anything in a while. So I wasn't even sure if I was going to do this today. There was a bit of how I feel. I feel all right. So I said, well, I'll do it, you know. So, and I'll try to do it next week as well. But a lot can happen between now and next week. So that's why I'm not going to dedicate and say I will be on next week. I might have to skip a week or two, get acclimated if I do start working with that. So, but just another disclaimer out here. Like I said, I talked to one of my sister, my baby sister, really. Shout out to my nephew. He turned 18 today. I might reach out to him, wish him a happy birthday. 18 is a big deal, so I might reach out to him today. But my sisters I'm really talking to. I'm not talking about nobody else in my family. I'm only talking to my sisters right now. And like I told my baby sister, I don't have no hate in my heart for you guys. I love all y'all. Like I told my baby sister, our family is just broken. No support at all, you know. And maybe y'all feel the same about me. You know, I mean, over the years, I've sort of stepped back, you know, from a lot of stuff. You know, really since 2017, it's been a lot. My life has took a curveball. My depression got the best of me. It put me in this position now, you know. I never, like, if you'd have told me this just a couple of weeks ago, let alone years ago, I wouldn't think I would be nowhere in this position. So I just don't, because I just know how people are, and I know how my family are. So probably just think I just made a rational decision, and it looked like a rational decision, but I just, you know, you just get fed up with things. And that would have been a good time to leave, because I pretty much was the anchor there, you know. So it would have never been a good time to leave. So that day, or if it had been today, or if it had been 2 weeks from now, it still would have been a good time to leave. So I made my decision. My friend opened up the door, and I'm gonna try to take advantage of it. I'm gonna try to support her as well. So that's with everything. I'm willing to talk to anybody in my family. Like I said, they like to go watch this. That's another thing. Like, I don't get no support even with this, you know. So I just feel some type of way. I do. I ain't gonna lie. I feel, you know, my feelings just hurt. Like, you know, but I feel like nobody cares, man. Like, you know. So regardless of anything, you know, I just feel like I get the support that I shouldn't have gotten from anybody. So with that being said, you know, that's pretty much what's going on. I keep trying to do the blog. I didn't do no videos this week, no video game playthroughs. Now I tried to do Last of Us, but I'm at this part where I'm stuck, and mentally I'll have the honestly, I just couldn't. I had to step back. I just couldn't do it. God of War as well. But I try to fit some of those in today. I try to make up for this week. I'm thinking about going back to doing some videos. I re-downloaded that. So I don't know. I'm gonna try to do some stuff to keep the channel going. But as of right now, like I said, days can flip with a snap of a finger. So yeah, you know, hopefully I'll see you guys next week. If not, you know, I try to post something to keep you guys updated. Like I said, this video was longer than I thought it was going to go. Like I said, I'd be thinking, because I don't got a lot of news, that I get through it quick, but sometimes I get the rambling. But thank you everybody for support as always. You know, Like I said, thank you again to my friend Yvette Shockley, her family. Special thank you to you guys, because for being open and inviting me to your home and just everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this blog up. Thank you guys. Like I said, don't know if I'll be back next week, but if I don't, I'll definitely put out an announcement saying that I can't do it this week, or maybe I might move it a day early, or maybe I'll do it on a Sunday. I don't know. But I thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you guys hopefully next week. And everybody who's really been supporting me, thank you very, very much. It's highly appreciated. And I'll see you guys next time. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. Peace and love always. Thank you.